these marketers bypass the NNPCL, go straight to the Dangote refinery to buy this product and begin to sell? What will really happen?
Yes, it's good.
This
That
is
thought
strange
line, that
to
thought
see
line
a
is
private businessman, own a refinery. Now he has produced this petroleum products, and you're saying NNPC is saying they will be the sole buyer of his products. How?
It's very difficult to understand. The basic thing there is NNPC as a policymaker in the oil and gas sector have put in what I call a clog in the wheel. It's like threatening, look, Blessing, if I see you and Alex again, I'm not going to give you candies. But meanwhile, you cannot be separated from Alex because Alex is is your PD, and you work as a presenter. So you must work in synergy. There's no way you can be separated from him. And I am refusing to understand the fact that we have been entangled under a working relation. That is what is happening right now. NNPC is blackmailing the independent marketers, but I think it will be for a while because these people will start reacting. The truth is, the oil and gas sector is fraught with a lot of corruption and irregularities that there's a lot of cover-up going on that they don't want the world to know. So, I mean, Dangote, you see, I call him a friend of any government in power. Now, he never expected what is happening to him now. He just felt that, yes, the policies are going to flow. But he has come out, he wants to help Nigeria, but the system does not want, because a very few persons are benefiting from the policies of the NNPC and the petroleum ministry in the oil and gas sector, and to the discomfort of Nigerians. So the independent market, look, within the next couple of weeks, a can of worms will be opened. You will come to understand what is playing out in the oil and gas sector. Because I don't know why they destroy modular refineries. You are not making, instead of trying to see that your refineries are working, you're fighting the one that is already been established.
Corruption is loud.
So very loud. It's monstrous.
But I really doubt if can of worms will really be open, because I'll see if can of worms will be open. I think if Dangote is really frustrated, he will not speak much. He'll just start exporting. Because the truth is,
and
if he opens can of worms,
to rob him,
yes,
they will fight. Nigeria is a complex country where if you can, it's very difficult. That's why it's been difficult to fight corruption, because corruption has taken over all the institutions.
Corruption is a system.
It's a system in Nigeria, and it's the strongest institution in Nigeria. Actually. Corruption. So it's difficult to fight corruption in Nigeria.
All right, let's move away from that and to this headline on the Daily Independent. Edo Guba, we will defend our votes with our blood. PDP vows. Reiterates why it didn't sign peace accord with other parties, and they asked the IGP, INEC boss, to redeploy the CP and REC and release arrested members. What do you have to say about the...
That is the complexity of electioneering situation in this country. They are all guilty, APC, PDP. It depends on the side of the coin you are at the time that you are an actor on the screen.
I agree with you, actually.
You understand? So I don't empathize with the PDP from this narrative. They are being fed the food they fed the APC before now. So what am I saying in essence? Electionary process and the umpire, INEC, are all culpable. That they are part of a system, including the security agents, the police, all the security agencies involved in the process of electioneering in this country are the people that have plunged us into the abyss of bad leadership that we have today. Institutionalization of electoral fallacies, lies upon lies, distortion of electoral results, distortion of people's mandates, people's votes. I mean, these are all what we are seeing. But however...
So do you think that this peace accord that PDP refused to sign will have any...
Forget about peace accord. How many peace accord have they not? Did they not sign peace accord for presidential election that they scored to the last one? Have they not, since you were conscious of elections in the country, since 1999 that we came into this republic, they have been signing peace accords where there was still violence, there was still enough rigging, you will see politicians being... I mean, peace accord is just a literary narrative. It's not practicable. So that is just it. It's not practicable.
Okay. Away from Edo State, I am trying to control myself right
now.
No,
don't. You should be...
Let's move away from Edo State, because there's something that keeps happening in this country. You keep hearing billions of naira, millions of naira being spent on a particular project.
For
at the end of the day,
nothing.
You see that the project is nothing to write home about. Now, look at what is happening in Maduguri. That Alao Dam that's collapsed. There's this headline on the Guardian newspaper that says, flooding. Alao Dam repairs cost 762 million naira in 12 years. 26 million naira before collapse. Now, if they spent 26 million naira before that dam collapse, how is it possible, really?
Well, yes, there's a possibility there.
That they spent 26 million naira before the building,
No,
before the dam collapsed.
I wouldn't know of what they spent, but damming.
That's what they're telling us now.
Yes,
26
damming
million before it
but you
collapsed.
have seen all this. You sound like you're just coming from Europe, or you were not born in Nigeria. You sound like you are not in Delta State. You sound like you're not a reporter. You've not been reading. You sound like you're not a mass communicator.
Of this
It's even too small. That figure, but they're small compared to the ones you know they've been stealing.
Now look at what has happened.
Yes, but what I am telling you is, you see, I want to look at it from an engineering perspective.
Okay.
You see, damming is a process of holding water, but when the volume of the water is more than the dam, the capacity it can hold, it will overflow the dam. So that is why I said it's relative. Yes, they may not have spent the money, may have spent the money,
If
but
they spent
when
the money, they've spent it for maintenance. So
maintenance
what have been the,
maintenance
what,
is
how
not
are they
maintenance.
maintaining the dam to make sure
Maintenance
that
might
the water
not
does not
necessarily maintenance might not necessarily be expansion. Maintenance, the volume of water once the water is released from the Lake Chad Basin and it gets into the dam, and the volume of water that comes is more than the volume the dam can hold, it will overrun the dam. That is what happens.
So after spending 762 million naira in 12 years,
And
then
probably,
26
I'm
million naira
coming.
before the collapse,
Yes,
they
I'm
couldn't-
coming now. So there's a possibility of
Blessing-
human
blessing-
factor. No, Blessing is trying to look at the money, and yes,
It's not about the money, Uncle, it's about our culture
our
now.
culture.
Our maintenance
Yes.
culture in this country.
No, our maintenance culture is zero, is minus. You understand? And what happened there? Probably it's a human factor at play. Somebody could have gone to open the dam. You know, dams could be open, or go and open the inlet from the Lake Chad Basin to overflow it, like you said. For probably there's been a process of investigation on the monies that have been spent. There's somebody say, I mean, there are a lot of Nigeria is a nightmare of corruption.
It's so
I
sad,
think
so sad.
that look
One
at
of
the
the
money.
headline said a particular survivor is saying his wife and his children are still missing.
What is told you is the basics. I've been following it. I've been following it on both on social media and on the print and electronic media. This is the most massive.
Yes.
And even the zoos.
Yes,
Reptiles
it's
have
wild
gone
animals,
wild, wild
yes.
animals. Some are dead, but the ones
Crocodiles.
yes, you see them. It's something else to point. I was only wishing that the flood should have been restricted to the Lake Chad Basin, where you have all these bandits and Boko Haram. I would have been so happy.
Nice one. Okay, lastly, from this Daily Times, this is just a brief one. NBS report, the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, Tinubu assures robust economy. Is this still possible? This is just 2024. He has up to 2027.
It's you say the policies, the robust economy. This narrative has been told from May 23rd last year. They keep any opportunity is aides himself have to tell Nigerians a story. They'll tell you our policies are. The
I saw recently the launch
yes.
of CNG
CNG buses.
Yes.
Yeah, that is not CNG buses. It's those are.
Meanwhile, did you see anybody that purchased the 40,000 naira?
I've not seen the rice. I've not. They say how can you say you use NIM to purchase rice? The name that you were supposed to use to catch kidnapper, you not use the night. You're not telling us to buy rice. We should use name, and all that. You see, the government is, a government that is that has built its principles on lies. It's difficult to get the confidence of the people, and they have very short memories. This government, especially this APC government, very short memory. Politicians generally have short memories.
Is it them that has short memory, or is it Nigerians?
No, not you and I. Nigerians are very intelligent. Believe me, Nigerians are very intelligent. Nigerians are very tolerant. We don't have short memory. Nigerians are very intelligent. The gullible ones are the people that have short memory. The ones that they can buy, like they hire to go and cause mayhem. They hire to go and scatter elections. They hire to go and.
But it seems like
put
they're the ones getting the best of.
They are crying like, are they not buying bag of rice? Are they not going to the market? A lot of them are negatively impacted, right? They're regretting the actions they played to bring this government into power. So basically, moving forward, this government is a government that has been living on lies. I take everything they say with a pinch of salt. I try to live my life every day as it comes, trying to get the best out of life with my friends and families around me, to be happy and not to look. If you look at the problems of Nigeria, the impact of the bad governance of Nigeria on yourself, you're going to fall into depression. Look at the high level. I never believed Nigerians. About 2 decades ago, when I'm much younger, I didn't believe Nigerians could commit suicide. I felt we really loved life the more. So depression has set into a level where people just look at it, this life is worthless. You are owing rent, you are owing bills, school fees, you don't care if you die, how your wife and children are going to feel. Women and children are taking their lives. Men are taking their lives. There's no gender there's no gender affiliation to people that are taking suicide, big, old, young, small. Everybody just looks, once the depression sets in, they kill themselves. And the government isn't saying anything with the level of insecurity. This government is full of fallacies.
All right, it's okay. I think that's the last headline we'll review this morning. Thank you so much, Engineer Meshack.
Is it because the government is full of fallacies? Okay, this government is good to bless you.
Time is not our friend today.
There's no problem. I
Thank
appreciate
you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Dear viewer, get yourself copies of these newspapers and read up for yourself. You can check them online. It's easier that way. And read up the stories. We'll go on the break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the biggest trend on X with our X girls. Please stay tuned. edition of Morning Ride. It's time for us to find out what has been the biggest trend this week on X, formerly known as Twitter. We have our X-Girl. We are the X-Men actually, but then we'll let the X-Girl do the introduction. Okay, don't give me that look. We are RTWE. Alright,
take over.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of X Trend, and I'm your host and X-Girl, Roger Genetiga. And with me this morning, I also have another X-Girl.
Yeah, I'm Patience here, Rico.
So we're going to be discussing the biggest trends on X this week with Blessing and Ogaga. Ogaga, did you miss us last week?
Yeah, I missed you guys. Bless is already coming for me. This, I think this is my favorite segment on the Friday edition of Monday.
Yeah,
It's good
it
to have
has
you
to
guys.
be.
And you are too now black and yellow. You know what it is?
It's alright, X-Girls.
Okay.
Right, what has been the biggest trend? Tell us.
So we're going to be starting off with some highlights of the week. Let's start with Patience.
Okay, yeah, one of the highlights is hashtag week. Chicken Republic has been trending. They added Asun to their menu.
Okay.
So it got people talking. They were like, okay, since it's Chicken Republic, Asun is goat meat. So they're like, since it's Chicken Republic, why adding Asun? So some persons tweeted and said, okay, it means Chicken Republic will now be known as Goat Republic. Yeah.
Trust Nigeria.
And they even came up with a new poster. In that poster, you will see order as soon as possible.
That got me. Like, I
Goat
like
Nice
combo.
one,
yeah.
Yes.
I
I
like
even
it
heard
when I
that they
saw
also
it.
even added egg.
Eggs.
To their menu,
Yes,
yeah.
Egg is young offspring of chicken, right?
Yeah, egg is understandable, but then goat meat, yeah, Nigerians have a point. Those persons who actually complained, they have a point though. If it's called Chicken Republic, what is goat doing in Chicken Republic?
I feel like they're just trying to balance the equation. You know, the economy is really hard, and they're trying.
Did you tell me that the goat meat will be cheap?
No.
I know, but compared to
maybe
chicken,
it's based on demand from their clients.
clients, right?
customers as well.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Maybe.
Okay, it's okay though.
Okay, so our next trend was hashtag Beanie Nation protest. So this week, they arrested the local government chairman of Esan West LGA, and this got a lot of people rallied up, and they even came out to like protest. So what actually happened was that Obaseki pro supporters, actually came out and said that no, that they should release this guy. He's under Obaseki's constituency, and that this is not right.
Yeah.
And then people came out, the concerned people of Vini, as they call themselves, they came out and said that what Obaseki has been doing too is not right. That if we're talking about who is wrong, who is at fault here, that Obaseki has been disrespecting the monarchy since, and then they have kept quiet. All the promises he gave them during the beginning of his tenure, he never delivered on any of them. And they termed this protest the last Holocaust, saying they want freedom, equality, and justice in Edo State.
Edo State has been on the news for a long time.
Yeah.
The election is coming up September 21. The political parties are just acting like, for me, they're acting like children throwing tantrums. Let the people vote. Let the people decide who they want to be governor of that state. Why are the political parties so interested? You know, there was this statement coming from I'm trying to remember his name now. The man who said if Ighodalo doesn't win,
That Edo
Edo State
State
would
that's
run.
the NLC, I think, chairman of
Yeah,
Central Edo
the
State.
NLC chairman. I'm trying to remember his name. You know, statements like this,
Yeah.
such a person should be arrested.
True.
It's obvious that we I don't know, our law enforcement agencies are just not doing their job, and they turn a blind eye to some people. You know, once the person is supporting a particular party, they turn a blind eye. But then if it's another party, if the person is against the government, then they tend to act. What is happening in those states, I don't even want to talk about it, but all I'm going to say is they should let the people decide ahead of the governorship election. And then the security agencies should stop being an instrument used by the big players to intimidate people. Don't arrest anybody for no reason. If the person has not committed a crime, I don't think that person should be arrested. That's my take.
Blessing, you mentioned something
Yeah.
about a party. So do you feel like if it was someone from APC, they won't involve the police, but if it was someone from Labour Party?
That's what we always. That's what happens most times. The ruling party at the center call the shots. even down to the state level, the local government level.
Yeah.
Somehow, they have a way of calling the shots. So they'll tell you if you defect from, let's say, the PDP to a particular party, or from a particular party to another party, your sins are forgiven, and you become untouchable. But if you're in the opposition, you see these security agencies being used as an instrument to intimidate people, and it's totally wrong. Nobody's above the law.
Okay.
Ogaga, before you talk, let me just read this tweet. So someone said, protest care for Nigeria. When our leaders go do worse afterwards, I can't stress myself. No more better make I stay inside the queue. No be immediately after nationwide protest, fuel price go up. Nigeria leaders don't listen to the poor at all.
Okay, so for that, let me just start from the Edo, what's happening in Edo State. Like the previous analyst, engineer Oza was talking about. The truth is, when you see these politicians, there's no need to pity anybody. That's the truth. But because we want a fair society, we just speak up for what's right. Now, the cry of the realize that the PDP was the only party that didn't sign the peace accord. Of the 18 parties, the PDP was the only party that didn't sign the peace accord in Edo State ahead of the elections, and they said that about 10 of their members were arrested and transferred to Abuja, according to the governor. And he said he's the chief security officer of the state, and he was not informed and all of that. So it's as a result of that, part of their demand was that they bring these persons, they release them, and even if they don't want to release them, charge them to court. Don't keep them in custody without letting them know what their crimes are. And also they've demanded that the resident electoral commissioner be changed and the CP, Commissioner of Police in Edo State, be changed because they feel like they are biased towards the APC and all of that. So we're only seeing this now because the PDP, in quotes, the sense that they are biased towards the APC. What if the so-called CP and the REC was in their favor? Will they cry? So that's the issue. Then that tweet that says protest care. You know, when we start tolerating a lot, and the politicians, they realize that Nigerians tolerate a lot. That's why they do something. They know that we'll just complain for a while. With time, everything fades away. So when we keep letting these politicians, the leaders, get away with whatsoever decision, we'll all feel it. We'll all feel it. So it's high time that we stand up for our right, we speak for ourselves, because these so-called representatives from House of Assembly or to House of Representatives, the senators and all of that, they are not really, by the policies they put in place, you realize that they are not really fighting for you. This local government autonomy and all of that, I want to see how it plays out, because they say the local government chairman, they are closer to the people and all of that, so once they have control of their funds, life will get better. Let's see how it goes. Yes.
So the next trend is hashtag Mohbad. Mohbad is trending because the quest for justice continues as his family appear in court today, 2 days ago, seeking justice for Hilary's death while protesters gathered. Naira Marley and Sammy Larry, they refused to appear in court. Mohbad has died on the 11th of September 2023, and this case has been ongoing for a year now. So Sammy Larry and what's his name? Naira Marley were accused. So but now people are saying that why didn't they appear in court? And also during his remembrance, some persons are the mother of Mohbad is saying that she does not want celebration in the remembrance, remembrance.
Doesn't elaborate.
Doesn't want it elaborate. She just wants it to be like small, just mere family. And then before now, she was actually not in support of what the father was doing, but now she's standing with the father and saying that, with her husband, and saying that, oh, they just want a very small party, it's a remembrance ceremony. So what would you have to say about all of these things happening?
Mohbad's case speaks a lot about our judiciary system in Nigeria. By now, 1 year is enough to have closed this case, found out what was the cause of his death, and if there's any foul play, let the persons involved in his death be prosecuted. But it's really so sad. I think at this point we should just let Mohbad rest. Let us bury the dead and let the dead rest. Because even the family are not doing what they ought to do. The family never fought for him the way they ought to have fought for him, and Our justice system is really terrible, really, really terrible in Nigeria. 1 year after, and they have to wait until people come out to the street and demand for justice. I don't see him getting justice. That's just the truth. I don't see him getting justice. But then, at this point, we should let him rest. That's just my take.
Fair enough. Ogaka, what do you have to say?
Well, it's when I consider the judicial system in Nigeria, it's very, very sad. And you can see the likes of the likes of Sam Larry and Naira Marley behave the way they behave, because in this same country, we see politicians that are willing subpoena to appear in court. They don't appear. Where's Yahaya Bello, former Kogi State governor?
But it was easy for them to pick up Joe Ajero.
You get? So when we see things like this, you just realize. That's why sometimes I also look at the NBA. When I look at the NBA, I'm like, what is Yaro? Because these associations, and it was in the paper today now, NLC, NBA, talking about enforcing rule of law. When I look at them, I'm like, these people, they just play to the gallery. These associations, they are not strong. If it was in a country that is working well, the NBA should call these people to order. The judiciary, you hear somebody, the same case, so this person will say, this
the
person,
NBA is the judiciary now. The judges, the chief judge, they are not part of the NBA.
But it's a separate association. It's
But
just
they are
like saying
part of
it's
the
just like
association.
saying the president is part of NLC. Every worker is part of Labour. Do you understand? The NBA has its own
Please, our
president.
president is not part of NLC.
It's a
You
Labour.
know what?
You know.
Aside the Mohbad
So
remembrance,
justice should be served for
aside-
Mohbad, basically.
Yeah, that's what we want in this country. But aside Mohbad remembrance, and that thing that was trendy, like what people majorly focusing on this trend, was actually his mother and his wife or
Baby
girlfriend.
mama.
Yes, baby
No, his
mama.
wife. They were married, really.
Okay, his wife.
His wife.
So let's go to some of the tweets. So someone said, "Welcome to Nigeria. Forensic psychology taught me that even bones alone can give you details of what you want about a person. Seeing cases of autopsy after 30 years, welcome to Nigeria once again." And that person said, "This woman once said that Mr. Aloba is not Mohbad's dad. Now she said whatever the father says is final. This woman they smoke eyes." Someone else said, "After publicly clashing with Wumi and dragging the family name through the mud, now she wants everyone to back up and leave the case to the family. It's like, where was this energy before all the drama? You can't set things up and they ask for peace when it gets too messy." And that ex-user said, "But she has insulted him publicly several times, all because of what she could benefit from Iyabo Ojo and Wumi. She didn't do the right thing, which was seeking justice for Mohbad. And I'm so disappointed in her, and she's a perfect example of what a mother isn't supposed to be." So people on this trend, some people took out the time to actually remember Mohbad, and then the rest of people actually took out the time to also drag the woman, because they're like, she wasn't united with the father before, and now all of a sudden,
Like I said, the family, Mohbad's family, I don't want to talk about them. They actually disgraced themselves, and they did not fight for Mohbad the way the altar fought for Mohbad. So the family in no-go area, the judiciary system in Nigeria in no-go area, even our medical sector in Nigeria is laughable. Because I remember when they talked about autopsy, they said they had to go take the autopsy abroad to do an autopsy, and then we waited for months and months for the police to come out to tell us, to reveal the result of the autopsy.
Yes.
So may God help us in Nigeria, that's what I'm going to say.
amen.
And then the music industry as well, because I
Yes.
know that Mohbad is not the only one who
Through
went through what he
yeah.
went through in his music industry. I think music labels should do better in treating their artists better. Even if you're having issues with this signees or having issues with people under your label, there are better ways to handle it than physically assaulting a human being.
Yes. Speaking about these music labels, I recently found out that Naira Marley was appointed an ambassador for NDLEA.
That happened before Mohbad's
There.
death, really. Yes.
Yes, but
We talked about it on
but
Monday, right? We're like,
NDLEA,
NDLEA, you are against drugs and you are appointing someone
He's a drug
who we
lord.
know
Exactly.
is into
Drug.
that.
No,
you are
but the
ambassador.
NDLEA, they came out to clear their names. They said they didn't make him an ambassador, that he just came to speak and they used him for something like that,
But they used it for
They
something.
used it
that-
for
that-
something.
They used the drug for something.
Yeah. What is
I
They
don't
use
think
so it just shows you how Nigeria
Yes.
is. So, but basically, I hope that this Mohbad's issue is fast-tracked and all of that.
You're still expecting justice?
No, I just hope it is fast-tracked, and so that if they don't want to resolve it, they should just let it go. When I say let it go,
I don't see Mohbad getting justice. Now, Marley is already out. Sam Larry is already out. They're already back to their normal.
No, but it has not been proven that Naira Marley and Sam Larry are guilty.
No, wait. I'm not saying they are responsible for his death, but they assaulted him.
Yes.
It's that one is settled already that they assaulted him. So these are issues. If the family was serious about this, if they are issues, they can get a good lawyer. You table this.
In Nigeria.
Yes, now.
Does the family have enough?
They are serious.
It's not really.
The family had all the support they needed when Mohbad died. Celebrities came out, they rallied around the family. If the family were united, the mother and father, they were united, and they stood by Mohbad's wife. They had all the support they needed, but they were just not serious. They were concerned about Mohbad's father was wearing his clothes.
Well, Mohbad's wife, has she done that DNA? Has she done that DNA test? They say it's stood by Mohbad's wife. Let's move to our next.
Okay, so our next trend is #Innocy. So Innocy was trending because of their new electric car, and then they brought out a new unappealing announcement about this car, and it got a lot of people talking, criticizing the video.
Right.
That's dangerous for you. So let's quickly read some of these rates. So someone said Ola of Lagos would have nailed that Innocy vehicle's electric car advertisement. The actor they chose was too slow, lacking energy, like boring, and no excitement, nothing at all. Nigerians have criticized them as ineffective and average after their underwhelming electric vehicle review. Someone else said, the question is that even an advert? Now they quick rush things. So now inside factory, nothing they do is car advert. Look at the rim of the car. It's just a sampling or testing video shots. Now, I too know too much. Jeez. Then someone else said, at least they are trending. That's the goal. Bad publicity is still good publicity. Someone else said, there is something called positive PR and negative PR. All that this video got for them is negative PR. Someone else said, great job Innocy, regardless of the country's shabby electricity supply. I'm sure this is not a proper display because I wonder why this driver couldn't just do away with his phone while driving. Nigerian factor is ever present, same as a Guinness World Record chef cooking and serving food on display without hand gloves. But I think for you guys to properly understand the story, people need to watch the video.
Okay.
So let's watch the video together. In the video, we're not sure if it's about treatment, but
this is as a result of everybody get a phone, subscribe, come online, own an account, and start to. I'm so tired of Nigerians. Really, what is wrong with a man doing his business and putting a video out there? If you're not interested, can't you just pass? Can't you just pass?
Was this really an official ad?
they didn't
see.
Because I was waiting to see what the man did wrong. Somebody talked about the rim of the car, and I'm like, I'm waiting to. I thought maybe something happened. Not sure she just.
Maybe they were even trying to test run it.
It's just a video.
This is just a video.
It's not an advert.
Yes, it's
so Nigerians were just
this can
so
pass
angry.
for BTS, but Nigerians are so angry. See, the truth is, the average Nigerian is still enslaved. I'm serious.
No.
They still have that colonialization mentality. Because I feel like if it was an Elon Musk that did this in his garage, they'd be like, Elon Musk is cooking something, get ready. This was just like a BTS video. It's something that's commendable. And if you even go back in time, look at imagine. Do you remember the kind of phones that were in vogue in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
some kind of awkward kind of phone. But if a Nigerian were to release something like that, they'll be like, what is this? Why is this phone so heavy? So we are so quick to criticize our own.
And this person,
so
if you look at them, they have nothing. They've achieved.
So
They
terrible.
don't
I
have
don't see
plans of
anything wrong with that
achieving
car. Honestly. Even if you feel like
At this
it's not
point-
it's not fun, it's
Yeah.
for it. It's not. You're trying to get their first EV
Okay,
out.
At this point,
So-
we need new innovations because with the way petrol price is going and the way NNPCL are
Exactly.
using Nigerians to play, we need innovative things to come out. We need electric cars, we need these CNG buses, anything at all, an alternative to petrol. We need it in the country. So if someone is coming up with ideas like an electric car, something that's innovative, anything at all, Nigeria should applaud it. Nigeria should learn to celebrate their own. Like Ogaga said, if it was a white man who did this, we'd be so happy and so excited. And the billionaires will be looking for how to save up money to be the first to get it. So we should change as a people.
It's terrible. I've seen it across. The average, even in broadcasting, we still have the colonial mentality. The average Nigerian that hears a Nigerian speaking well with the Nigerian accent prefers another Nigerian using the American or British accent.
And they were struggling to hear.
Yes. So, and we're like, when you're watching a movie, you'll be like, I cannot hear them, I need subtitle. So, but when you see a Nigerian that speaks well, with good accent, they'll be like, no. If you put somebody with an American accent, I prefer this one. It's the colonial mentality. It's
so
terrible.
sad, really, really
It's
sad.
terrible.
There's nothing wrong with that video for me.
Okay.
Okay.
The next trend is hashtag Opeyemi. Opeyemi is a food critic. He's very popular in Nigeria. So he visited Cubana's restaurant.
Obi Kubana.
Yeah, Obi
No,
Cubana's.
Chief Priest.
Chief Priest,
Kubana
yes.
Chief Priest, yeah.
Chief Priest restaurant. It's called Donald's. So he visited it and
He left a review.
he left a review. He ordered for burger and bread cake. But we are going to look at the video, so we will know if he actually told them to microwave the burger.
Yeah.
So he mentioned so many good things about the restaurant, and then he commented about the pastries. So that's what is really, really getting Nigerians to talk.
Okay.
So yeah,
Let's see the video, right?
yes, can we watch the video, please?
Yeah.
And did we even forget to mention that this trend was actually like got off itself because of the message that it got. So it got a message from Obi.
Pastries. I think that is where you are lacking and you could do better. So I ordered a burger and the first error they made was microwaving a burger. Usually burgers are not pre-made, it's a la carte, meaning you make it as the place an order. I already saw the burger I made and I was like, I'm curious, let me see how your pastries. I think that is where you are lacking and you could So I ordered a burger and I already saw the burger I made and I was like, I'm curious, let me see how a ready-made.
One of the people selling to microwave the burger. So, but he coming out now to say you don't microwave burgers. But Cubana released the video saying he told them to microwave the burger. So that's like one part, and then the other part is like he messaged Opeyemi privately, threatening him.
You didn't really threaten him. Did you?
According to
Just talked
Opeyemi,
about karma.
yeah, exactly.
Something like karma, and he now like posted a screenshot of the message X for people to see. So like in the video, we really feel like the pastry part where he actually critiqued the restaurant. But like in the beginning of the video, he said good things about it, that it's very standard, that the arrangement of everything, the food, even their native food, their soup is very good. He now said the pastry, especially their burger which he ordered, they microwaved it, and that was the problem, that most times we make burger a la carte, make it when they order it. That's when you make it. And then he also went on to say something about like the bread cake he made, he ordered too. It was strong. So when he put it out there, the people were like, okay, this review is not even that bad. So, and some people were like, okay, you shouldn't have done
Let's
this.
read the tweets before we
Okay.
give our take on the
So let's quickly read the tweets.
Okay. We all might not like Cubana chief priest, but if truly Opeyemi asked the waitress to microwave the burger and later went on to make a video saying they don't microwave burgers, then he's wrong because the waitress acted on his instructions. Cubana should sue Opeyemi self. As a fan of Opeyemi, Farmer King, I'm surprised you would describe his views on Cubana chief priest's restaurant as mere criticism. If you have seen Opeyemi's criticism before, you will know he doesn't hold back. I felt he was just nice, I swear. Cubana chief priest suppose vex with you. Sometimes your review might spoil someone's brand that take him years to build. Sincerely on this, you were very wrong, Opeyemi. You first make your order, stood there while the waitress was microwaving it. You didn't stop her just to make content. What is going on between Opeyemi and Cubana chief priest is why Nigerian is not moving forward. He praised the look of the restaurant, praised the local dishes, small criticism of the pastries. Being microwaved, you started talking plenty instead of talking to your pastry chef to do better. So let's see what you have to say about this.
Okay. So, apparently, say when you go to a restaurant and burgers are made to be,
A la carte.
yes, you order for it before it's made. Why did he accept it in the first place if he knew that he doesn't want his burger to be microwaved? Do you understand? And he, Cubana chief priest, coming out to say, Opeyemi gave an instruction that his burger should be microwaved. If he has concrete evidence, then he should sue Opeyemi. Now, Opeyemi is a customer. A customer has the right to give a review about the services or the goods that he purchased at a particular place. He has a right, and we know that that's what he does for a living now. He goes to different places, he eats and makes a review. That's fine, that's okay. People say he's allowed to create content. That's fine. And one person also mentioned something, because I've seen a video where he really criticized the particular eatery he went to. If he mentioned some good aspects of the eatery, that's fine, that's okay. He was honest. But then, if Cubana chief priest is sure that Opeyemi gave that instruction that his burger should be microwaved, then he should sue Opeyemi. It's as simple as that. There's nothing. But then also, business owners should learn to accept criticism from people. Just like the issue with that other man, the Risco case here. Business owners should know that they're running a business, and then you can't satisfy everybody. Even as a human, even if you're not doing a business, just being you can't satisfy everybody. So business owners should also learn how to turn negative things into positive things. Yes, they should get good PR team, and when someone online makes a bad review about your product, your PR team should know how to turn that negative thing into a positive thing. Maybe come out to say you do better or something. People will love you better than coming out to fight. But if he has concrete evidence, then please you should sue.
You know what you just mentioned now? Someone even tweeted about it and was like, what they're expecting Cubana chief priest to do was, okay, use this opportunity, make a turn in the restaurant, and then call Opeyemi back, review you. It's like,
yeah, you could turn it to a
because like
positive
people
thing.
have done that before.
But I understand his anger if
Yes.
indeed Opeyemi asked them to microwave his burger. If he did that,
Yes.
So Opeyemi has debunked, when he saw it, was like good PR. The person that cooked up the good kudos to the person. So according to Opeyemi, it's false. He didn't ask the waitress or the attendant, the food attendant, to microwave the burger. Then people also criticize him that if you don't want it to be microwaved, why did you say?
that's nothing what I said, because you know what it takes
But see
to
the
wait
balance
until you make a burger.
No, but see the balance there. No, the balance there is that he's a food critic.
Yeah, he doesn't
So
say-
he comes and he tells you he wants to have burger. Then he lets you do your thing. If he's there to direct you, then maybe you might need to employ services on how to go about things. So he lets you do your thing. Then that's when he criticizes you. It's like saying you want to employ a staff that wants to clean this place. You tell them, clean the place, and you watch them. You will not tell them, this is how you should clean it.
But
So,
do you know that pastries are not, you can't go to a particular eatery and then ask for your pastry to be made. These are going to
that's
a
what you are
particular eatery
saying.
and then say, I
Blessing.
need meat pie.
Blessing.
And they start making your meat pie for you.
Blessing, no offense, but maybe it's the standard of restaurants you go to. Apparently travels around. And he also
really?
added,
Which
mind
standard
you,
is he using
wait
to judge
now, and he
which
also
standard?
added, he said if you must heat it, use an oven, not a
Yes,
microwave.
not in microwave.
That's what he
Yes.
said. He said if you must heat it. According to the
Why would you do that?
so from
It
what
is not healthy according to
from
what
what Cubana chief
So you
priest-
say microwave is
from
not healthy?
Cubana chief Blessing, see your specialty.
Hey.
Why are you arguing? Why are you see
He's a
yourself?
priest.
Oh.
So based on both sides, what Cubana chief priest said that Okoyemi asked and Okoyemi debunked it. I want to assume that what Okoyemi said is he told them to heat it for him. Because like he said it's supposed to be a la carte. But when he got there,
Who hits my burger self? I've ever put me on his own is too much. Who hits burger off?
it's his stuff. So but in all honesty, if indeed Okoyemi went there, because I've seen the video from the start. So, I understand how Cubana chief priest is feeling,
Yeah,
but at the
he's a
same
businessman,
time,
he should.
he should have managed it better because Okoyemi said there were more compliments in that video than
Yes, and
criticism.
the criticism.
From when he walked in, he talked about when he was not expecting the interior to be the way it is, the local dishes, they are nice and all of that. He said all those things.
Yes, that's why I said businessmen should.
So that's the right way
because
to
if you had not gone to
criticize.
his DM to actually send that message, it won't escalate.
Yeah,
So-
I think the DM was
I didn't even know
escalated.
about his review until.
So I think
Yeah.
that the truth is we should be mature enough to take criticisms,
Yes.
especially since Okoyemi did it the right way. He complimented him first before he told him that I
Yeah.
think this is what you should improve on.
Improve on.
So he could have just listened to that and just
That's
instead of
okay.
Not even giving
escalating.
attention to what I mean, just neglect it and go on.
Yes,
Going
tell
with
your
the flow.
tell your
Tell
people,
your
find out
people.
if it's true.
Well,
So-
it's okay. I mean, one day hand will touch you.
Okay, so now let's move on to our next trend. Hashtag Dangote. Dangote has been trending for weeks
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
So Dangote was trending this time around because the refinery came out and said that petrol marketers complained to Tinubu that their diesel price is too cheap.
No, sorry.
Yes.
Petrol marketers complained to Tinubu that their diesel price is too cheap.
Dangote's
Diesel
Diesel
price
price
is
is too cheap. Yeah.
So the Dangote refinery, they are facing challenges in selling approximately 29 tons of diesel daily, primarily due to their reduced demand from oil marketers, saying that they have been able to acquire just 3% of the products from Dangote refinery and just read some of the tweets. Someone said if Dangote starts buying up Dangote companies, critics will shout that it's a monopolist. Managing oil business in Nigeria is not for the weak. And that ex-user said, local marketers want profits from subsidy payments. They are not interested in Dangote's cheaper products. It is the same reason why Dangote wanted NNPC to be his sole buyer. That way, cabals can't isolate him. And that ex-user said, so the sins of Aliko Dangote is that he's selling a cheaper and that person says Aliko Dangote must be regretting building a refinery in Nigeria already with all these things he has been facing in the past few months in the hands of cabals in the oil sector. I remember he once said majority of his friends advised him against the idea of building a refinery in Nigeria.
Well, what I'm going to say is, you see the corruption we talk about in Nigeria. We're just saying corruption. We have no idea how deep corruption is in Nigeria, in every sector, and in the petroleum industry. I know that the corruption runs so deep. Well, Dangote is a businessman. He's a Nigerian, and he has done the most patriotic thing that any Nigerian can do, bringing his business home. Against the wish of his friends, he came home, he invested his money in Nigeria, built a refinery, did what the whole country could not do, what the federal government could not do. Did it. We have three big refineries in the country that they keep plunging, spending money on to say to revive the refineries. They've not been able to do it, but Dangote did it. A businessman, he did it. And I'm so glad that when people started speculating that the Lagos state government gave him the land for free and soft landing, he came out to say nobody gave him anything for free. He paid for the land. He actually paid the Lagos state government for the land that he built his refinery on. So I love the businessman that he is. We have to give him credit for who he is, Dangote. He is doing a good job. If the federal government will not let him do his business, if the marketers are not happy that he's selling at cheap rates, they want corruption to continue, they want to keep stealing money and all of that, Dangote should just take his product and export. That's what Dangote says. It's going to affect us. We're going to keep suffering what we're suffering, but he's a businessman. He should export to other countries and come out. He needs to come out and, these details, he needs to put them out. I doubt, like Ogaga said during paper review, I doubt if Dangote would be able to do that. But we had Meshack last week say Dangote should come out and say this is what it costs to produce this petroleum product. This is that, and let Nigerians know the cost of everything. He should make it plain. But then, if the federal government is not interested, this is your product because corruption.
I think
it's hard to fight
Dangote is in
corruption.
a dicey situation right now.
Yeah.
It's easier for us to say he should come out and reveal some things, because if he starts revealing some things, the truth is, in any country, you truly cannot fight the government if you're a business person.
Exactly. Like I said, you should take
The only people that can fight the government is the masses that know their rights. That's the truth. But as a business person, you cannot fight the government. So if he comes out and starts revealing some things, it was just about that Malta situation that I said some people have this in Malta and all of that, and the NNPC group CEO Mele Kyari came out and said he doesn't have anything. I think that he knows that for some reasons he's not willing to mention it. So there's only so much he can do, and he has known the path that he told. And the truth is, we have to understand that Dangote opened the refinery for business.
Exactly.
So even though he's in Nigeria, but he did not do it to be a philanthropist to dash out these products. So if he sees that the Nigerian space is frustrating him, he will not fight as much as for Nigerians at the detriment of his business. So he will rather export and allow Nigerians. So it's the same situation that happened with Labour Party in the election, when people were saying the Labour Party presidential contest, and then Peter Obi, that he was too weak and all of that. There's something that we need to know. If we want somebody with clean hands to come into power, he does not have to soil his hands. It's the people that have to fight for them. So for this Dangote refinery, to a large extent, he cannot really fight for himself. It's the Nigerian people that now has to fight. So let's wait, because the matter is before the president now. So by the time we now realize that Dangote is now exporting, then we realize that the federal government, there's something that they are doing to him. Then the Nigerian people might now decide to say, okay, what is it? We demand that NNPC, because the truth is, the corruption in the NNPC is terrible.
You know one funny thing?
Very, very terrible.
You talked about labor unions this morning. Do you know the leader of the TUC is
Alex
part of Pengassan?
Is the Pengassan head?
So we don't have labor unions. So who's going to fight for the people? You like you rightly said, single-handedly fight the government. It's the people that, when people know that they are being shortchanged, they will come out to fight. But then the people who ought to fight for us, who ought to, okay, don't fight for us, but at least lead the way, let the people follow suit. They're not fighting for us. So Dangote should just do his business somewhere else. Nigeria, they're not ready. The country's not ready. They know that if Dangote really sells, if Dangote does his business here, they know that the loopholes.
Yes.
Nigerians would see the loopholes. Nigeria will clearly see what's been going on
The
in the
NNPC
petroleum
will lose
industry.
most of their profit.
Exactly. So that's why
Even the marketers that cry foul, that seemingly, when I saw this story, it's just that it has not yet been confirmed from official sources.
Yeah.
But it's just strange. When I saw this story, I was like, so you people want diesel to go at a higher rate? It's just like what happens when people feel like the Nigerian government, the politicians, they are fighting that Naira should crash, Naira should go up and dollar should crash. You wish. Do you know how many politicians are investing in dollars? Do you know how much it is when they make their money in dollars and they bring it to Nigeria? saying that power should come, consistent power supply. Do you know how many big leaders, politicians, influential people are into generator business?
Importation, yeah.
So sometimes when you see it, it's just when you understand how the system works, then you find a way.
They're acting like rats.
You find a way to
they-
survive.
they-
Most
yeah.
times when I come here and I say, look for a way to earn in dollars, bless me, attack me.
How many Nigerians will look for ways to earn the dollars? No, let's be realistic now. The market women, how many of them will digital skills to earn in dollars? It's not everybody that can do it. That's what I'm saying.
And guess what?
When
These
we're
same
not talking about the
politicians.
sufferings of Nigerians, I'm concerned about the common man. I'm not talking about
Because
you and I that
So-
are educated.
They talked about
Yeah.
they talked about dollarization of the
100%.
economy. They
If
talked
they-
about
okay,
dollarization.
everybody say leave the country. If we all leave, who's going to stay
No.
here?
No, the while you are in the challenge, look for how to stay afloat. In the meantime,
How will the
before
market women stay
Eh?
afloat? How will a civil servant?
So wait, Ogaga, are you
country
trying to
stay
say
afloat?
that because of our economy is so bad, our politicians are bad, that we should
Any dollars?
earn dollars, basically?
if you are wise, you should.
Oh God, exactly.
So now I'm not saying that. So the truth is, so what should you do? So if because the question is there is a problem. I've provided a solution. What is it?
That solution is not realistic right now.
Yeah.
It's not realistic, right?
It's not realistic.
So what is
It's
realistic?
realistic for people who have the means.
Do you know what
to
is
go and
going on?
learn in
Do you know what is going
It's
on?
realistic for people that have the means to learn those digital skills,
Do you know
get the
what-
system,
do you know what
and
you are
practice. For the market women, the tricycle riders.
So what is your
how?
solution? You are still talking about the problem. What is your solution? Simple question.
Is to keep talking and keep championing and crying for change.
Do you know, let me give a classical example. Do you know what they are saying? We are saying that there's robbery, insecurity is high, and I prefer a solution. I say, lock your gates before you go to bed. And you know what you are saying? You are saying,
Like
what
we
of the
cannot be- we cannot break
what,
the gates
no,
of
no,
the
no.
gate
What you are
that-
saying is that what of the market woman that does not have gates?
Because we want
The
our
government should
next
do
trend,
security
we want
and
our
that's what we are
last
saying.
trend. So, our last
Normally, we
trend
earn
for
dollars
today.
and come and give
But-
to us on this set.
Exactly. That's
Our
what
last
I'm going
trend for
to.
today is
The more people that
hashtag
become
Maiduguri.
wealthier,
Ogaga.
the more people become wealthier, the funds spread. If the average man gets money, the market woman will benefit from it than when the politicians just control the funds.
Oh yeah, now you earn in
We'll see
dollars.
how
and come and give
that,
to
we'll
us.
see how that goes now.
Okay.
So that's trend. Our next trend is hashtag Maiduguri, and it was trending alongside hashtag Nigeria Army and hashtag Tinubu. So obviously the flood in Borno State is no surprise to us. It has been trending over throughout this week, and it's so bad that even the vice president has to Chetima has to go there and analyze the situation by himself. But and people are saying that this happens, or they're speculating that this was due to the 40-year-old dam in Borno State.
Yeah.
But the government came out to debunk those rumors, saying that it had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So quickly
The
read
water
some.
came from heaven.
I don't know, maybe. But like the real stars of the show were the Nigerian Army officers actually helped
Yeah.
people. They actually helped people. They were there. They helped to save people, and that's the reason why Nigerian Army was actually trending. So let's quickly read some of the tweets. Someone said, it seems that the flooding disaster may be caused by the collapse of the Maiduguri's 40-year-old Alu Dam, a dam constructed in Maiduguri from seasonal flooding along the Ingada River Basin, when last restoration and maintenance carried out. Someone said, I will ask a glaring question, which has not been answered so far. Why did the Alu Dam collapse? Who is responsible? Never seen a flooding in Nigeria as severe as what happened in Maiduguri. 30 deaths so far and 400,000 displaced. It is a natural disaster. We need to ask questions. And someone else came out to say, no one will be held accountable despite the loss of lives and properties in Maiduguri. General public have received and lied to about the state of the Alu Dam and the possibility of flooding. This was published on the 5th of September when the government came out and debunked the rumors. And someone else said, kudos to the good humans who went beyond the call of duty to save lives. It's been a tough period for lots of us. Good news is good. Let's start with Gaga this time.
Okay. So somebody tweeted my opinion. The truth is, when we see situations like this, heads don't roll. Like there's somebody that's responsible for that. Like Nimet, they always come out and they warn about these things. So you have a dam there. It's just like when they say the dam that Cameroon opens and all of that. So we hear things like this, and these things should be better managed. Now, 3 billion naira, according to the presidency, has been released to different states to put things in place. Now, when you need such funds, people should be held accountable. So if there's supposed to be a disaster like this, who is in charge of the dam? Okay, if you're saying it was not the dam that caused it, let's have a clear statement of what the issue was. Like I stated earlier, the flooding started gradually, according to the report, from last week Thursday. So when these things were happening, the state emergency management agency, they should have been relocating people from there. It's their responsibility. There should be sensitization. Some persons will not want to move. So now there's an IDP camp. Come there, sensitize them, tell them that we're moving, just like what the military did. If vehicles had come early when the flooding began, I started telling people, because at a matter of time, some persons even moved from their houses, they're sleeping on the streets. Imagine if the State Emergency Management Agency came with vehicles and we're moving them to IDP camps. The losses and the reduced. So people need to take responsibility. Somebody needs to go in for this so that you will not just be heading an agency and be doing what is okay by you. Then when the issue happens, then you react. When it's happening, you're like, I don't think you're doing your job. You are leaving that office. Everybody will be up and doing. That's the truth.
I said everything that I want to say and how it ought to be, but then we are in Nigeria where things are done the wrong way. It's so sad. My heart goes out to those people who were affected by the flood. That's all I can say, because we keep talking about it. These agencies should do their job, but they don't do their job, and nobody is being made to pay for their lack of negligence and their lack of I don't even know what to say really. But then we need to be active. We need to be proactive and not reactive in this country, because most of the agencies and the federal government and the state government, that's what we do. We're always waiting until something happens before we act. We need to be up and doing. You as a civil servant, you as a political office holder, be up and doing. What you're being paid to do your job. Don't wait until something happens before you come out to do your job. I think that's all I want to say on this issue. My heart just goes out to those people. And then we hope that the money that has been released, the 3 billion naira that has been released, they make good use of that money and use it to take care of the people, the survivors from that.
Are you sure that money is going to get to them?
We just pray that it gets to them, and that they set up good IDP camps to camp those people until the flooding recedes and they go back to their homes. But it's a sad one. Pray for them.
Yeah, really sad. Because those lives are lost, cannot be recovered.
Children. But well,
Yeah.
I think that's the last
Yes.
for today.
So I've heard well from Blessing and Ogaga this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tegra. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, patience.
Thank
It's
you.
been wonderful having you both on X-Trend. And I
Thank
think
you.
for the first time, is it the first time that we're closing the show together? I don't think so. But we're closing the show together. Thank you so much for joining us from Ogaga.
It's Friday. Do well to enjoy your weekend. It's still the rainy seasons. Please do well to make preparations even as you go out your umbrella and lock your windows and everything. But in spite of all that's happening in Nigeria, please be kind to the next man and try to have fun.
Thank you so much, Ogaga. Thank you for joining us on Friday's edition of Morning Ride and joining us on Delta TV, The People's Pride. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday next week. Morning Ride comes up weekdays, Monday to Fridays, 7 a.m. So join us every weekday. Have a wonderful weekend once again, and bye for now.